Ah, Good morning. My name is Ron Kita, and I'm going live on here, and I'm seeing things opening up. So, yeah, hopefully I'm live now. And this is Ron Kita, and I was issued the first patent on gravity shielding by the U.S. Patent Office, and number is US 8901-943. It's actually called gravitational attenuation, and oh, it's the same thing. But the reason why I'm doing a short YouTube, and the reason why I'm doing this short YouTube, it's because at the end of the year, I promised everyone an update, and I just wanted to see. Uh, Going live seems to be a lot easier than putting all this thing on record. But what I'm doing is in my earlier YouTubes, I think I have around 9 YouTubes that are available, and there's other coverage of me on videos out there. And I like the shorter ones better, and hopefully I can get this done in less than 10 minutes. And what happened is it's kind of strange. If one looks at my earlier YouTubes, I got involved. Whenever I make an electret, I make a thermoelectret, which involves uh, melting a material and then putting it into a cavity, then subjecting the electrodes to the dielectric and polarizing the material. And whenever I make a thermoelectret with high voltage, I always make an excess of material. And so what happens is I also happen to have a neodymium N53, and N53 is 1.5, 15,000 kilogauss, and which is 1.5 Tesla. And I want to tell people when you get to the higher Gauss readings, you go to Tesla. And so a Tesla is 10,000 Gauss. So easy way to remember that Tesla, Tesla. You got five, you got 10,000 and three zeros, or 10 and three zeros. And so I use the N52 magnet to, that I sit on a can that I pour my waste into. And what I noticed is that after I was done with my thermoelectron, I'd go back and just see how much was in here. It's usually a nominal amount, and I'd weigh it. And with Rhodes, the reason why he found this phenomena, Dr. Rhodes was the inventor of the first light amplifier 2594740, and the reason why he found it was there was this example. There was a heavy metal plate here and a dielectric here. And he was using a mechanical scale, which I really like a mechanical scale. Electrical scales or electronic scales can be quirky, but he had it on this way. It weighed one weight, and then when he flipped it over, it got heavier. And so we realized that when the plate was on the top, the dielectric below was shielding the effect from gravity. And then when he flipped it over, the plate was on the bottom, and gravity, I'll use the word saw, only affected the plate. And he was amazed by that. And he couldn't solve it. He thought the phenomena was a piezoelectric. He thought it was a pretty crystal phenomena. And I told him to get to a large size piezoelectric. I said, you probably have an electret there. And Rhodes was from the age of tubes, and he invented quite a bit of things involving tubes and uh, CRTs and so forth. And so I told him, I said, you have an electret there, and that changed the whole uh, thinking of things because he was looking for a solid crystal material that was doing it. So that's how I got Rhodes thinking the proper way. He has since passed along. I was hoping to solve this mystery before war. William A. Rhodes passed away, but this is really a lot of work, and I really enjoy it for some strange reason. Uh, and like I said, I have one here. This is an electret. When I put two slashes through it, that means effectively there's no charge and discard it or reclaim the can. I go through so many cans, and so anyhow, what I want to get. Oh yeah. Also, when this was performing, this was in some of my earlier video YouTubes that you can find. You'll see the can on my channel. You'll see a can sitting on a scale, and what I was showing. Uh, See, the dielectric was poured in, so the dielectric is on the bottom of the can. So when this is a heavier weight, because the steel plate of this is on the bottom, and then when you invert it, the steel plate is on top and the dielectric is below, and the dielectric is shielding the force of gravity. And in terms of, I was going through it, and here's the odd part. Uh, I saw it. I didn't know if this was a cavity effect because of the can being ribbed or the can having these ribs on the top. And I just viewed it as an odd phenomena. And I always wonder if someone comes in and watches one of my experiments, they say, well, Ron, why don't you simply put a plate on top and see if the plate shields gravity? Well, the truth of the matter is, I was doing that. All along, I was making these electrets, and the can would it would weigh several tenths of a gram lighter, and it was repletable, driving me crazy. And I was using all kinds of materials, and the phenomena uh, on the magnetoelectret was this is a thermoelectret, and this is actually a sandwich bag thing that's really sealed extremely well. And there's a, a plate that's internal to this, and then there's the dielectric and so forth. And the the magnetoelectret from the can is outperforming this electret, and this electret is a homo charged electret. And people should understand that when you make an electret, especially a thick one that's binary, two components or more, that you have to go through a cycle. It's charged, then it discharges, goes to a zero charge, then comes back, and the charge can exceed the initial charge. And so, yeah, it's Boyd Bushman has a patent on it. It's called a power supply, and it involves electrets that he uses to power low power devices. And it was issued to Lockheed Martin, and it was issued to several. It's easily findable. But anyhow, like I said, but with this to go through the cycle, if you look at the patent, it can be like 60 days. When I make a thermoelectret, in 1 to 2 days, I can go through a cycle and I can make more of these. And if they're thin film, I can stack them. And that's if the phenomena, I assume, is linear, which should be. I can't see why it wouldn't be linear. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to give a quick demonstration here. I'm getting up on 7 minutes. I want to end by 10, and I have no idea how, because I was doing it yesterday and it was performing well. But with the electrets, uh, I am afraid of weird electrostatic charges because they can screw up things. And in fact, they can give you good or bad readings. They can get you overly optimistic, which I try to avoid because I'm overly optimistic. And what I have here, I'm going to use I have a plate here. It's a thick plate glass. It's, uh, it's actually a quartz glass, and it's quite heavy. And I'm going to put this down here on my scale. And what I'm going to do is bring the my camera. Hopefully, my camera is at the right height. I have to remember from each time. I'm going to bring it down. But what I'm going to be weighing, what creates the problem, the reason why I'm making a short one, because I'm going to compare this electret performance, which will have electret on the bottom, dielectric on the bottom, will will shield this when it's inverted, to this electret, which is thick, it is slow, and this one is outperforming the other one, which is a little bit maddening. But the other electret is going through the charge discharge cycle. So I'm not sure where it's all going to wind up. But at the end of the year, hopefully I'll be into magnetoelectrets, and I'll be using thin film, and hopefully I can stack them, and that'll give me the path for Chirolex to have a commercial product. I can almost say that every year, but this is it's amazing by just discarding a waste material into a vessel over a magnet. I didn't. I never thought it would. It was just that unique formula that does it. And so I'm going to put this on a. I'll bring my thing down first. Let's see here. What do I get down to? Can I see? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. It's not. Maybe I can arrange on this here. Uh, okay, this is only a guess of what I'm doing. I really cannot see what I'm doing this blind, which is a fear of mine. I'm going to zero this out, and uh, this is the bottom is on the bottom of the can is as such. Okay, it's 120. Oh, I'm breathing into it. You can't breathe on a scale. Anyways, it's 120/32. Now I want to try inverting it, and now the oh, okay. Oh, that's actually a low reading. I wasn't expecting it. Oh, 129. I'm gonna flip it over. Oh, 1 minute. I think I have. No, I have the correct material. This has been giving very nice readings. Check again. Oh, okay. It's 120/28. Gonna flip it over. Okay, that's about right. It's 34 versus 28. On the bottom, I'm not sure if you could see this, but it's just in terms of my scale and my camera being attached to my PC. I hope it will show up, but essentially, it's you can see a visible change, and I was expecting more. Oddly enough, I'm not sure why it. Electrets are a little bit quirky. If you tap them and so forth, uh, you can uh, you can change the charge on the can, because I always like to hold it with a rubber glove and not change it. But one thing with these, what amazes me with this, with a magnetoelectret, you get very little electric field charge. I use a field meter and I check this, and this will give you just. I couldn't do it on the video, but it virtually barely moves. So there's very low charge on here, and some gravitational shielding. And once again, like I said, I have to bring up the charge, and I'm going thinner, and I'm getting interesting results. And so I think I'm getting up on 13 minutes. That's going to be long, and also, I don't think it came out well, but there will be a redoing of this at the end of the year, and I think I think I have a port. Yeah, I think I have an port for an external camera, which is necessary, but uh, but that's about it. So I'm going into thin film electrets that give good turnaround time. I don't have to wait weeks for it to change charge, and it goes well. And if I can stack them 30 or so and get gravity almost entirely reduced or put away, it's simply a goal. And I'm sort of enthusiastic. It's just I was hoping for a better video. So this is Ron Kita, Chirolex. Thank you for watching. My email is techorman, which is techor is rocket, ROCKET, spelled backward, and then man, MAN. So it's TEKCORMAN at yahoo.com. And that's about it. I'm in Doylestown, PA, and I might make the next movie at the laboratory. It might be a little bit easier, nicer, and so hopefully there'll be some readings on here that if I would have gotten readings, also my lights being washed out. So in terms of being a quick YouTube, hopefully it will be of some value. I'm not optimistic now. So thank you again. Take care.